All right, we are here. This is the NAB show 2015. I am the PodBrother. I don't know who the hell you are, but this is Jonathan. And Jonathan has like a kick-ass like trivia warfare podcast of some sort. And, you know, you got to have a little cerebral. You got to have some gray matter to play his game because it's trivia. You need to know some stuff and pop, science, math, history, whatever. But I like the fact that he's using his podcast to smarten up America. Smarten up.
Y'all got to tighten up out there now. Come on. I'll help you. Just bring it on.
Yeah, we're not talking like easier trivia questions.
No.
You know, like where's the capital of United States? Everybody should know that. So, Jonathan, how's the show going for you so far?
Man, this has been an out.
Well, eat that microphone just a little.
All right. You want to know about the Trivial Warfare show or the NMX show?
You know what? Let's start with the MMX show because that was something that's very cool. I got an email from them a few months ago about nominating podcasts and that they're going to be here, and I knew I was going to be here, so I immediately jumped in. And so tell me about that. Man,
I've had a great time at the NMX show. It's been a load of fun. We've met a lot of people. There's some awesome people here. You were at the keynote session last night with Pat Flynn. It's
that was
fantastic. Cool. Just making connections right and left. There's program directors here. There's podcasters. There's bloggers. There's every kind of social media person. Just having a really fantastic time. And, I mean, in Las Vegas, it's kind of hard not to have a good time, right?
It is. I mean, it just jumps on you.
Yeah.
You're not even trying, and all of a sudden, you're having fun.
You're not searching for the party. The party just breaks up around you. It's like, whoa, hey, it's a party. All right.
That's cool. So you were mentioning earlier that this is your first time.
Yeah.
So what do you think, man? And
you know what?
The cherry's been popped, so now.
Right.
So now how you feel?
I'm a veteran now, getting a little bit looser about this.
Old school
yeah,
now.
Right? I tell you, it was a great thing for my company actually to help me come out here. And so my boss is paying my dime right now. This is awesome. I'm going to come back. I'm going to go back to my company and bring back material, bring back information for them. So that's all working out really well. But me personally, networking and trying to bring attention to trivial warfare, that's really a fantastic opportunity because you don't get to be around people like this every day. People like you.
Yeah,
people have a lot of experience and who know this business really well. It's really cool to make those connections.
You know, it really is because it's kind of like it's still a little bit of a niche.
Yeah.
You know, it's not as mainstream as people think it is.
Right.
You know, I tell people, you know, they're like, what do you do? I'm a comedian who does a podcast. My show is called the PodBrother.
Right.
And they're like, PodBrother, you talk about pot on the internet? I'm like, no.
Don't the police come for you?
Is that for medicinal purposes? Do I need a card to listen to your podcast?
Do you record in Colorado? Is it safe?
Do you have an FDA license or FCC license to do your podcast in California? Y'all some liberal people out there.
Right.
Like, no. It's a podcast. It's internet radio. You can never mind. Just go watch the
on
TV.
Demand, baby.
Go watch some cartoons and we'll catch up. We'll talk in a couple of years. You ain't ready for the podcast right now, but here, every single person, is not only do they know about it, but they're experts in it, and they are affiliated in some way, shape, or form because it's part of the industry here.
You're either a content creator, like me, somebody who's putting information and putting a show out there, or you're an editor, you're a producer, you're an executive, you're somebody who is hosting these things and supporting the community. So, but having all these people under one roof and providing advice, you know, the people who've gone through the struggle and learned their lessons and they're willing to share that with you, that builds community, you know?
Yeah.
That's a great community thing.
And you know what's cool, like last night at the party, we're just a bunch of guys standing around.
Yeah.
And like all kinds of cool people were talking up, you know.
Yeah.
Brett from Tennessee, and then Paul, who was from Chicago, who's
Yeah.
actually looking for content.
Yeah,
And
I was like, hey, man.
Bam, I'm content.
Hey.
You're content provider.
That's right.
I think we could make a marriage here. I don't know.
Hey, listen to the show. Let's talk.
I saw you cabbage patching when you gave me a card. It was subliminal. You know, only the trained eye could pick it up. You were like, pow, I'm content.
You didn't see me on the
Jonathan-
dance floor later, man. We were jumping around. It's like, oh.
But he was just excited to be here to find
Yeah.
content and guys like you and
Yeah.
myself, as he is, I'm sure, just taking it all in like the rest
Yeah.
of us. And that's what's exciting about this kind of show, these parties and these networking events.
You know, what's been great about the networking, like the first night, you're meeting everybody for the first time. You may not know many of them, right? And so you're just kind of feeling it out. But the second night, you're meeting more people, and all of a sudden, last night, that was the real party. That's when
Yeah.
it started, because
Yeah.
people started knowing each other. You could
Yeah.
make connections,
Yep.
and it was a lot of fun. I
'Cause
mean,
I
that
met-
was
I
the
met
best.
you the night before.
Yeah, and
And
had
you-
a good conversation.
You did the right thing. You just came up, sat down. I'm Jonathan. That's how you're supposed to do it at these
Yeah.
kind of events. Don't be shy. Don't wait for people to approach you. Like, just go up and introduce yourself.
Oh, and I'm
Go
an
to-
introvert too, so this is, I'm taking
Wow.
myself out of the comfort
You
zone. I'm
way
like,
out of your
boom,
comfort
yeah. But you have to be, right. You can't.
Yeah.
If you want to be successful in business, in any kind of business, you can't just lay back and wait for things to come to you. If
No.
you want something, you have to go get it, and that's at a place like this. It's never more evident than right here, right now.
Well, look at the effort you made to get to the party, and then you're going to shut it down there?
Yeah, right.
Let me get this straight. You took a shower, bought a ticket, got on the plane, booked the hotel, got the badge, downloaded the app, found the event, took the tram to the event, went in, and then you can walk around not talk to
And
nobody?
you just sit on the couch and hope somebody comes
Yeah,
up to you.
you be like-
no, man.
Somebody's going to talk to me sooner or later.
That's kind of a punk move too. That's another thing. You don't want to be a punk. You
No,
know?
no.
You got to be cool.
You got to definitely be cool. You were cool though, man. I liked
appreciate
you.
that.
I gravitated you from second one right off the bat.
Yeah.
You're friendly and you got a nice aura and you're magnetic. And you're
I'm
funny.
magnetic. That's nice.
Yeah, but you also got that. You got that comedic volley.
Hey.
And I think that's because you're smart and you're trivia. Intelligent, smart people tend to like match wits better.
Yeah.
It's kind of gears. It's like a wit gear.
Yeah.
Your wit, my wit. Then Bruce and his wife,
Yeah,
they're very
Sarah.
witty. Sarah.
Yeah.
So it was just like a nice, witty, comedic first-time moment.
It's like a little bubble there, right?
was a little bubble.
Hey, coming from you, that's a big compliment because you're a very funny man. I
Well-
mean, you've worked with the best and held your own and shown. You stood out.
Yeah, but your material is only good as the people who are smart enough to receive it too.
Yeah.
It's like if you got to dumb it down, it kind of takes the fun out of creating clever, witty music.
Yeah.
It's like you got this cool trivia show, and you got like all this information and this knowledge, and then you're excited about doing it, and the audience is just staring at you like deer in the headlights because they don't get any of it.
Yeah.
They're like, I thought Montana was in Africa.
The key to a show like mine, right, with Trivial Warfare, my audience has to be intelligent. If you're not intelligent, then you're not going to even get the in jokes. The things that
Yeah.
we're laughing about
Sure.
and having fun with,
Yeah.
you're not going to get the fact that that's funny because you don't understand the background.
Right.
And we're not going to explain it to you. We want
Yeah.
our audience to be intelligent. We
Yeah.
want our audience to be proud that
Yeah.
they like the show.
Yeah.
And so that's important to us.
I think that's why we clicked.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing in the comedy world. When you're writing material, you want people to get it, and you got to kind of know a little bit of the backstory without telling them the backstory.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they got to know something.
got to have something in there. So what's the goal for your show? I mean, you're here, you're talking to a few people.
Yeah.
You were able to network with Paul, who was looking for content.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, what are you looking to get at? What's your takeaway as far as like it applies to the goal and your vision for Trivia Warfare?
That's a great question. I came in thinking one thing, and I'm leaving thinking another. All right? So I came in thinking what I want is distribution. I want to find a network that will pick me up, and I can tap into their audience and go from 0 to 60, right? But what I've kind of learned and what I've kind of gathered here is it's more about building that community yourself. Going through the struggle, having to strive, having to try and fail, going through the entrepreneurial process, and the people who come through it with you, they're going to be there for you. You know, they're
Mm-hmm.
going to tighten up. And that's going to be your posse.
Mm-hmm.
And so those people are going to make your audience, and they're going to share it with people, and they're going to evangelize for you. And so now I'm focused on that. And obviously, I want more listeners, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want people to go to www.trivialwarfare.com. That's what I want. But I want to throw down challenges now to other shows and other groups of people who like trivia. You know, there's a great show out there. I'm not going to take it. They're awesome. It's called Good Job Brain. It's a trivia podcast. I listen to them. I love them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would love for them to come on my show and have a head-to-head competition with me and my guy against them and have impartial questions. Because then not only are you having a new level of interaction, but now you're cross-promoting, and both groups are sharing audiences with each other, and it's just better for both of you.
That is very smart.
That's cool.
That's
right there.
very smart. And you know what? And that's something that you came up with coming here.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about this. It stimulates some out-of-the-box thinking.
Yeah.
With what conventionally you see how things are done. There's a standard way of doing things. There's a community way of doing things. But we come here and you see all this crazy, eclectic, intellectual
energy.
All of a sudden, your brain just unzips and pops, and it's like,
You know what?
Stuff goes out, but then stuff comes in.
It's also cool to reach out and put yourself out there and find out that there's people on your page. You know, you're saying, hey, do you like this kind of stuff? And like, oh, I love that kind of stuff. Really? I can't tell you how many times I'm like, hey, have you ever gone out and played trivia at a bar or a club, right? Like, yeah. Well, did you like it? Oh, yeah, I loved it. Well, I got a show for you because that's what we do, right? And they've already said they love it. So they're interested in it immediately. And you hit the right people with that. You never know which of the 50 people you connect with is going to be the one that falls in love with you and shares it with everybody, right?
That's true. Also, too, have you noticed, I mean, this is your first time. I've been coming here for like the past 10 years. But did you notice, like, coming here, didn't you kind of feel that people are going to have their cards close to their chest and be guarded and not kind of want to share and have secrets? And then you get here, everybody wants to share, like, the coolest thing that they have so openly.
You know, it's not like a pie where if you give somebody a piece of the pie and they give another piece away, eventually you run out of pie. That's not the way this works. This group of people understands that when they're giving something away, what they're doing is building the community. And if I bring in 500 new podcast listeners that have never listened before, they're going to try out other podcasts. And my show might help you get listeners that never would have heard you before, right? And so there's a really generous spirit with information, with knowledge, with lessons, because we know we're growing an industry right now.
Yeah. And we're on the ground floor, which is exciting.
Yeah.
You know, think about 20 years from now, you know, when it'll be a household item.
Yeah,
podcasting and, you know.
It'll be like radio.
It'll be chips inserted in your head. You blink and you can just be like, you got like trivia warfare right in your head while you like in study hall or something, you know?
No, you're exactly right, though. I mean, when you think about technology, it's about getting smaller and it's about getting more convenient.
Yeah.
Well, eventually, what's going to be more convenient than having a phone in your pocket? It's going to be having something embedded in your hand where you do this and a touchscreen pops up, projected from your hand.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's convenient.
Yeah.
I'm just like, boom, there's my phone. Hey, how you doing?
Exactly.
You know? And that'd be awesome.
I'm telling you, man, we're going to see some stuff that we never, ever seen before.
That's cool with NAB, too. The bigger show that we're here with NMX, they have all kinds of technology here. They're showing the latest and greatest. And, I mean, just walking around this place is incredible. There's some incredible things out here that have applications that are amazing.
Well, it's guys like us that take this technology and do something that's never been done before. Because that's what's, you know, I've had, you know, some of these companies come to me and you know, because I configure, you know, my mixer with my my video switcher with a GoPro and a Panasonic and a laptop and an iPhone and download this app and download this thing. And, you know, I like in my head, I know what I want to do and I'm just researching what things might work and what has a handshake with this device and the computer and the switcher and the audio.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you configure this cool little thing that the manufacturers never in a million years even thought.
Right.
It just so happens that they were smart enough to put the widget in the thing that allows you to like turn the corner with an app and make this thing work that's never been done before.
Or your content is what attracts that genius who can figure out how to tie those things together.
Yeah.
Your content's what's bringing them in there. And all of a sudden, they're helping you work on that and finding new ways, new applications for products.
It's exciting times.
It really is.
It's good. So how long has your show been up and running?
We're kind of new. So we have 12 episodes. We've been up and running since about 3 months ago. I tried to start it 2 years ago, but I was working on my master's degree at the same time, and I had a 1-year-old. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. when you're prioritizing your life, and you have your job, you have your wife, you have your 1-year-old, and you're working on school, the podcast kind of falls off the map for a little bit, right?
It's off the table.
So I finished the school. I finished the wife, because that's pretty much over. Growing the kid up.
You've been served the papers.
No. I wasn't served anything. This was more of a, honey, I'm ready. I'm ready. Are you ready? She's like, yeah, I'm ready. It's like, all right, let's do this.
You kind of woke up and had like an epiphany.
Yeah.
You know what? I see a future and you ain't in it. Are you feeling the same thing? I see a future and you ain't in my future either.
And you know what? I like you now. I like you better now. This will work out great.
Now we don't have to worry about forcing gears. But we can be nice to each other.
Right. So all within the last year, that's happened. Changed jobs, working with a great company now. And I realized, you know what? Now I have time. And so I started the show.
Nice.
And the show has it's been fantastic. It reminds me almost of doing fantasy sports. I don't know if you ever play fantasy football, but one of the cool things about that is the relationship that's built. It gives guys reasons to come together and hang out, right? It's not about the game so much as it's those same 5-10 people are your friends for life because you see them every year to do your thing. That's the way this is with my friends who are coming in and doing the podcast with me. It gives us a reason to hang out, with something to talk about, and we have fun coming up with new ideas and new ways to do the show. And that's building the relationship, and that's what it's all about, right?
Sweet. Now, speaking of building a relationship, I'm building a relationship with Soliton.
Yeah.
And they have this really cool headset camera transmitter for broadcasting up to 12 channels. They also have an app you can download on your phone, and you can have camera reporters on your iPhone covering things around the world.
Yeah.
And how do you see maybe a product like that fitting into your worlds, somewhere down the future? Do you see maybe that might be something that can work for you?
I see a lot of applications for that. I definitely see applications with security forces. Now, obviously, I'm not a security force, right? But I see military, I see firefighters. I think about firefighters. I think about, policemen.
EMTs.
We find out all of this lately. Yeah, I mean, everything that's been happening in the news, right? And we're seeing these grainy videos of things, and you're not quite sure what's happening. Why don't we have all of our officers or all of our firefighters equipped with a simple camera that's wearable, that's not intrusive, that's not bothering them, that's streaming back to the headquarters so you always know what's going on? I see that application very clearly. That's an immediate win right there. In day-to-day life, what's really cool about that idea, wearable tech, wearable cameras, is you don't have to have your phone out holding it up, looking kind of like a dweeb.
Yeah.
And, and you're like, oh, it's not recording. Can you do that again? Right? If you have something that you're wearing and it's eye level, it sees what you see.
Yeah, the POV is right there.
Yeah, and so you can experience that again and again and again. That's going to be recorded. You're going to have that as digital content. And it's a way of preserving your memories that's really unique and is really a big step forward. It's not a big GoPro strapped to your chest or your helmet or whatever. It's just very non-intrusive.
Yeah. I want to wear it during the Cannes Film Festival. I want to, I usually get some VIP tickets and a hot little arm candy.
Humble brag. Hashtag.
Yeah. And just to go down the carpet wearing this thing so that everybody can have the POV that I have, and
Yeah.
feel that glam prestige. I think to share that would be something awesome.
And then when you watch it back, you'll see the people kind of rolling their eyes at you. When you finish walking by, they're like, "That dude, what's up with that dude?" Right? You didn't see that, but the camera picked it up, right?
Exactly.
You're like, I don't like that man. And he goes, "No, man, how you gonna do me like that?"
Come on, man. Quit hating. Quit hating. Oh, Jonathan, it's always a pleasure hanging with you. We're going to have to do this again. I want to have, your whole trivia show on my show. So maybe what we can do is we can pipe you in via either, a cellular phone call or Skype or FaceTime or whatever. Or maybe we can go right straight to your broadcast and I can pull your broadcast into my show.
Okay.
And then maybe be on call.
There might be something we can
and
do with
that.
that.
And then I can, maybe do some little comedic anecdotes.
You know what I would like to see?
In between the questions and the answers,
You know what I'd be interested in seeing? I'd be interested in seeing you get a couple of guys together and have a competition.
You know what? That would be cool.
Because you're a smart guy.
That would be cool, too.
I guarantee you know some things.
I know a few things. I got some gaps. Don't get it twisted.
Hey, I got gaps, too.
I think
I don't know what's on TV today. That's somebody else's job.
I think I might can hold my own. But you know what? I could pull some people together that are pretty smart and very dialed in, and we could do that. We should do that.
That would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. That'd be funny, too. The one thing about trivia, Jeopardy, we're all used to Jeopardy question answer, right? But, I mean, let's be honest. It's a little bit dull. The kids aren't paying attention, right? Mm-hmm. But when you're going head-to-head, face-to-face, things are funny, and you can call it out.
Yeah.
You can pick on somebody a little bit. You can play the dozens a little bit.
Yeah.
You have a good time with it.
Yeah, it really could.
Yeah.
And you could, play on words, double entendres. You can do all kinds of real funny irony and some satire, some sarcasm. You can throw a whole bunch of stuff in there, man.
Now you're just making up words. You're just trying to be fancy.
I'm showing off with the Queen's English now.
There you go.
Which comes in handy for a black man getting pulled over by a policeman. It's good to have the Queen's English.
Officer, this is an ironic situation.
Oh, man. So we'll need to do that. So we can find you at trivialwarfare.com.
At www.trivialwarfare.com. It's trivial with an L, not trivia. And people can email me at trivialwarfare@gmail.com.
Sweet. Well, there you have it. We're here with Jonathan at NAB and the NMX
and NAB.
Yeah, say that real fast 3 times.
Yeah, right? Woo. We give up on it. It's just a show.
Sweet. All right, thank you,
All right,
my
man.
brother.
It's good to see you.
You too.